Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your September reading. The month of September is characterized by the eclipses. On the 7th of September, the full moon in Pisces is a lunar eclipse, and on September 21st, the second new moon in Virgo is a solar eclipse. Eclipses, this is a portal for accelerated, intensified energy. And it is an opportunity for those of us that have been carefully discriminating, looking at the way that we are applying our spiritual values and understanding to our everyday life, including the way we work with others on a routine, habitual basis, how we care for ourselves, how we're show our integrity to our word, to our beliefs in our daily actions, not just in the big, showy public efforts that we make. And so this is allowing you to be strategic, navigating opportunities to move forward with your plans and efforts. Your overall energy for this reading is the Eight of Pentacles. And this is describing what feels like a very conscious personal development program for yourself. You are pouring yourself into something that you're building, you're creating with diligence, with a sound, consistent ethic of discipline. You are valuing your materials, your skills, and you're improving that in all the ways that you can, knowing that you are preparing for something, an opportunity that's coming up. This is you making yourself ready for whatever opportunities appear, manifesting something to show up in the world in a way that aligns with who you authentically are. Underneath the deck, the Emperor. This is lovely because it's showing that in addition to your efforts to be true to your word, to your beliefs, to your values, you're understanding that you can't control a number of things outside of you, that they are beyond the control of any individual, and yet it gives you the freedom to focus on what it is you can do. And it's clear that you understand that this development of self, of your own qualities, strengths, and gifts is a part of your understanding that what manifests in the outside world starts within. And you're doing the work within in order to bring something to the benefit of others, including yourself, naturally. I'm going to pull a crystal oracle to get us started, and I pulled the aquamarine, and the key word is communication, which is exactly the area that this new moon in Virgo is highlighting. And in fact, with two new moons in Virgo, this area of your chart is going to be highlighted. The way you communicate, the way you give and receive information, the way you learn and make learning available to others through your ideas, the way you present information, your care to making what you deliver understandable. Communication is the key. I communicate with ease and grace, as is consistent with your sun sign, Cancer. This is an acknowledgement that if this reading does not resonate for you, you have my permission to check your other placements to find the message that will resonate with you. For those of you that are sticking around, I appreciate your time. Let's get going. With the past energy, this is roughly about the end of August when I'm reading this, and the full moon in Pisces on September the 7th. So the Hierophant is really showing this very clear, through this example that I've already spoken to, that you are understanding the power of your influence, the power of your actions and words, and that that is instructive to others, whether you are aware of it or not. Instead of imposing your ideas on others, you have now become curious about the ways, the information they need, the ways they want to be served. And this is relevant in whatever environment you find yourself in. This is certainly relevant to your communications, your negotiations with others, the way that you are receiving and exchanging information. But you are a model. Your word has power, has influence, and you are opening yourself up to mentor those who are seeking, following in your footsteps in some regard, that you are supporting to have greater access in some particular area, institution, or organization, and that you demonstrate through your efforts to share information, make information available to others, that you are want to make opportunities more available more broadly. So this is you as a gatekeeper, basically holding the gate open for anyone who wants to enter. And of course, having reached a considerable level or role in an institution or an organization, you understand that there's no one way to achieve something. There are many ways, and that there are many ways that others can find access to the kinds of resources you've gained in your lifetime. In the middle of the month, this is roughly from the full moon in Pisces to the second new moon in Virgo. So the Six of Swords indicates a kind of recovery, a way in which you are seeking individual healing. And I do believe that your desire to master yourself, control your own responses to situations, to do that preemptively by having a plan, having a vision, and strategically applying that, but also in your desire to heal up from imbalanced situations in your past, ways in which perhaps a lot of pressure was put on you to lead or control or to protect resources that belong to you. This is an opportunity for you to complete something that perhaps others didn't think you could complete, for you to wrap up, to claim some area of abundance, wealth, or personal freedom. This is defending your right to be independent, to have your own voice, even if your voice has not been welcomed in a particular space. And so there is this desire to be available to others who perhaps don't hear you or don't see you, don't recognize your right to participate, but yet not abandon them. Instead, you're seeking peace. You're seeking a resolution that allows you to accept that the situation is the way that it is. And from that, how much you have learned, how much you are free to exercise your own will in moving away from this until such a time as you feel that you can be recognized for your ability and desire to contribute. In the future, the Strength card. I do feel that for a lot of you, this is not a new battle. This is not a new struggle. I do believe that you have been seeking to develop your communications, your exchange with intimates or family members. those intimates defined by selected friends that are supportive of you, people that you have stuck with or have stuck with you over time. And something tells me that you're the loyal friend, you're the true blue friend. Others may circulate around you as satellites, but they come back to your wisdom, your compassion, your emotional intelligence that allows others the space to share things that they often haven't even heard themselves admit to. This powerful ability to always do the right thing, no matter what's happening around you, has not made you popular, but it does bring you to back in connection with those that you draw strength from. So even though it may appear that you are the anchor to a circle of friends, family, or associates, you are, and they value and appreciate your steadfastness. You find immense inspiration from the various strengths of your friendships. This is not a one-way street, and you happily offer your solace to those that simply need someone to listen to them. This is also an invitation, if this reading is resonating for you, to like this video, subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot, to share this video if you know others who might enjoy it or find it useful, and leave me a comment if you would be so kind. I love reading your comments and appreciations, and even your critique or feedback. It's all welcome. Thank you so much for all the support that you give me. And the Hierophant is clarified by the Eight of Discs, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Interesting. So we have a repeat here. The Eight of Pentacles repeated here, showing me that this whole idea of developing yourself is a way that you are seeking justice in a situation you have endured that has been unfair. And this again harkens back to your family and ways that you have learned to cope with a family that in a family system where you were often invisible. Or overlooked in some ways. So I do feel that you understand that the key to your survival and movement forward has been to accept even the harshest betrayals, the unkind words, the lack of being taken seriously. You have learned that in order to move forward, you have gained the lessons that this environment, this sometimes very hostile environment towards you, that doesn't mean that it was deprived or that it was mean people. It simply means that in some way you were neglected in that system. You were overlooked, is a better word. And you've learned that if others aren't going to support you in certain ways, then you can support yourself. You can develop yourself. You can learn who you are, what you have to offer, and you can prepare yourself for the opportunities that become available to you. This doesn't feel like something you just got. This feels to me like a lifetime strategy that you have gained, you have used to maintain your balance. It's a way of finding voice and visibility in an environment, perhaps even a world that doesn't see you for some reason. In the middle of the month, briefly between the full moon in Pisces and the new moon in Virgo, the second new moon in Virgo is the Two of Columns, the Two of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I feel like you're experiencing some kind of regeneration of a spiritual bond. This can be a long-term partnership. This can be a former relationship that you are reconnecting with. Uh, Perhaps there's a way in which you are offering care to a partner or someone who has been important in your life. You are more than willing to care for them because, from what I can see, they have cared for you in some essential way. They have devoted themselves to caring for your well being. You are a person who has developed a very deep connection with those that you value in your life. You have enjoyed a lot about this relationship. You have been honored, you have been special, you have been centered in this partnership. And this can be with a group of intimates, family members. This feels like a particular soul bond to me. And this relationship has always been focused on the vision, what things you can do together, what things you can enjoy together, increasingly so as time has moved on. And now you're in a position to care for or to recover together with this individual. This may be a new position or a displacement, a relocation from or within a family system that you have customarily clung to each other throughout your respective family struggles. But I do think that you are continuing forward in a way that helps you to set up for new opportunities in the future, whatever those are. But this person is right by your side. This person has not abandoned you in any way. In fact, it feels like this relationship has existed for quite a while, if not a connection from previous lives, or even a relationship that where a contract already exists that you will reconnect in a future time. I hope that makes sense. The Strength card in the future, and this is roughly the time of the second new moon, is clarified by the Seven of Wings, that's the Seven of Swords, and the Hermit card. It seems like the issue of your care or the way that you are uh, um, in recovery or nursing, supporting one another in this partnership is criticized by others. One or the other of you is receiving criticism, and the desire to shield yourself or another is very critical for you at this time. It's interesting to me that this particular Hermit card looks a bit like the Ivory Tower, an Ivory Tower, and a little bit about the Tower card as well, minus the light, thunder, and lightning. So the vast revelations are not there. What is there is this deep dive within yourself for the answers. And it feels as though this is coming from a place of unity where you and another or others are protecting one another, are diving into that sacred, authentic space that you share in order to fend off this criticism or respond to a lack of support, which in no way feels unusual to you. This feels customary, and it almost feels customary that you and another have a kind of spiritual armor in place to deal with this, a way in which you can deflect the unkind words, criticism, or cruelty, in fact, that you have to tender. I'm going to finish this reading, Cancer, with a Soul's Journey card, and what pulls up is courage. Of course, underneath that was forgiveness, and that does seem like it could be relevant. I find the inner strength to face fears with confidence. I certainly know that that is important for you. I do feel like you have learned for a long time how to fend off attacks, unkind words, disregard, ignorance, being ignored. You've learned to shield yourself from that, and you can respond to that with indifference. It isn't that you don't care, it's that it doesn't affect you, it doesn't stop you, it doesn't discourage you. And forgiveness. Some of the people you're dealing with, I think, deserve your forgiveness. However, I feel like you are entitled to some self forgiveness. The card reads, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And that's where I see you, especially if this has to do with family members, where you are allowed to forgive yourself for the kinds of responses, no matter how ill conceived, to protect yourself from a kind of attack, cruelty, lack of support, indifference to your struggles or the things that you have asked for help with or needed help with. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this reading, Cancer. If you enjoy this content, check out more content here. Thank you for your likes and your subscribes, and until next time, namaste.